Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on this great webinar for Star and Compass Travel, where we're going to be featuring our Best of Scotland itinerary with Trafalgar. I'll go ahead and give it another minute or so for a few more people to hop in as I'm seeing more and more people logging in as we speak. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. You are able to add any questions that you have throughout the webinar through the chat or the Q&A. I will be focusing on highlighting this particular itinerary, Best of Scotland, and then I'll allow some time at the end in case you have any additional questions. I'm more than happy to go over those with you as well. But yeah, you guys were all invited here by Mickey Downey. She is the great travel advisor at Star and Compass Travel, who requested to do a Best of Scotland tour next year with the Kenneth Shriners group. So this departure is a group trip, which means a lot of you potentially already know each other, and it's always a fun way to explore the world when you're already well connected this way. So I'll give it another minute or so, but I'm going to go ahead and dive into this webinar. I am also going to email a recording of this webinar to Mickey afterwards in case you want to rewatch it or you want to maybe share it with someone else who might be interested. That way everybody gets all the full details as well. And your microphones are accessible as well as your cameras. So in case you have any questions, feel free to shout it out. I'm meant to keep this nice and casual, so it's not too formal, all right? Pleasure having you all this evening. Just to give everybody a brief introduction here before we get started. My name is J.Aguilar, and I am the sales manager with TTC Tour Brands. I represent Trafalgar. I actually have had the opportunity to travel to Scotland recently on what we call a FAM or familiarization trip. So a lot of the destinations that we're going to be covering this evening, I'm pretty familiar with. For those of you interested in Trafalgar and some of our other guided brands, we actually do these award-winning guided tours all over the world. So this is just one of thousands of itineraries that we offer worldwide. So without further delay, let's go ahead and jump into it. Can everybody see my screen here where it says Trafalgar? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, fantastic. Well, let's just go ahead and dive into our value brand, Trafalgar. And it really is a great way to give our guests a fantastic local experience based on the destination that you choose to explore. So it is one of the most awarded travel companies in the world, and we really unlock the best for every single traveler. With that being said, Trafalgar makes the most out of your dream holiday. It's effortless. We go and visit all of the iconic landmarks and, of course, the authentic local moments as well. You won't just see Scotland, you're going to live it. You're going to imagine dining in a local's home during a fantastic Be My Guest experience. You're going to hear amazing stories that have been passed down from generations, and every detail is going to be taken care of, from transportation and accommodations to curated experiences, so that you can focus on just enjoying the journey. With Trafalgar's expert team and decades of experience, you can trust that your trip will be seamless, enriching, and unforgettable. It's also you're gonna also feel the joy of meaningful connections, the thrill of discovery, and of course the pride of knowing that your travels support local communities as well. Through Make Travel Matter experiences, you're going to leave a positive impact supporting sustainability, culture, and people, all while making your journey rewarding for others, or as rewarding for others as it is for you. With that being said, we're going to jump into the itinerary here. So we're looking at Best of Scotland with Star and Compass Travel. This is a 7-day journey covering one country and 9 cities. Are you ready to trade your daily routine for castles, kilts, and captivating landscapes? Well, this 7-day Scottish adventure is your backstage pass to the soul of Scotland, from the regal halls of Edinburgh Castle to the vibrant heartbeat of Glasgow. You're going to spend 6 cozy nights in hand-picked accommodations. You're going to wake up to 6 hearty breakfasts, and you're going to be able to toast the day with 4 delicious dinners, each one a chance to swap stories and share laughs with other fellow travelers. And the pace, dynamic. The vibe, legendary. And you're going to wander through ancient cities. You're going to cruise past lochs that hold secrets. I'm looking at you, Nessie. And of course, we're going to stand in glens that are so beautiful, they're going to make your camera weep. So this isn't just a trip, it's a celebration of Scotland's wild spirit, warm people, and timeless charm. So if you've been dreaming of bagpipes, tartans, and whiskey by the fire, well, consider this trip the epic adventure you're looking for. So you're going to picture cobblestone streets on day one, whispering centuries of secrets, bagpipes echoing through mist, and the scent of fresh scones drifting from a tucked away cafe. Welcome to Edinburgh, where every alley is going to feel like a portal to another time. Today, you're free to wander. You're going to lose yourself in the charm of the Royal Mile. You're going to stumble upon hidden bookshops or simply soak in the skyline crowned by the majestic Edinburgh Castle. The city doesn't just welcome you, it wraps you in its story. And on this first night, we're going to gather with other fellow travelers and your travel director for a warm Scottish welcome dinner. Think laughter, local flavors, and the beginning of friendships that just might last longer than your passport. So, this isn't just day one, it's really the prologue to your entire adventure. So today is day two, and we're going to be focusing on Edinburgh as it reveals its soul, with your local specialist leading the way. You'll ascend Castle Rock, where Edinburgh Castle stands like a sentinel over centuries of drama, royalty, and rebellion. You're going to feel the chill of history in the dungeons. You're going to gaze out over the city from the battlements, and you're going to imagine the echoes of bagpipes drifting through the mist. Then it's time to wander. The old town awaits with its crooked lanes, hidden closes, and stories etched into every stone. And whether you're sipping whiskey in a tucked away pub or chasing legends down alleyways, the city invites you to explore at your own pace. And if your timing's just right, you're going to witness the unforgettable spectacle of the Royal Military Tattoo, which unfortunately won't be available on this departure, but it's a great experience if you're ever back in Edinburgh. And
I'm
now
going to
moving,
stop you for just a second,
yeah,
Jose,
please.
and introduce myself because
Oh,
I
sure.
think John knows me, but I don't think the rest of the folks on the call
No
do,
worries,
on
Mickey.
the
I didn't
webinar
see you on
do.
there, but feel
Um,
free.
I'm Mickey Downey. I own Star and Compass Travel, and I just want to mention at the base, right at the corner next to the castle, the base of the castle, the entrance, right next to the entrance of the castle, basically, is the Victoria Regalia shop, which has some really awesome Masonic goodies, for lack of a better word. There's also sorts of cool stuff in there. Anyway, I bought my husband a really cool pocket flask in there once upon a time. So all kinds
Nice.
of fun stuff in there.
Well, no worries. I mean, Edinburgh is just an enchanting, eclectic, and really, really
All kinds
unforgettable
of fun
place.
stuff. Yes.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Well, no, welcome, Mickey. Yeah, and if you need to hop in, and if anybody else really wants to hop in at any point just to kind of ask some questions or need me to slow down, by all means, feel free. I meant to keep this nice and casual for you. But yeah, on day two, we've got some great optional experiences available for you guys as well. So the optional experience that I highly recommend is Roslin Chapel. So on this optional, we actually leave the bustle of Edinburgh behind and head into the quiet mystery of the Scottish countryside. Our destination is this tiny village of Roslin. It's home to one of Scotland's most enigmatic treasures. Roslin Chapel isn't just a building, it's a story that's carved in stone. With a local warden as your guide, you're going to uncover the legends of the Knights Templar. You're going to decode the cryptic carvings that are tied to the Masonic movement, and you're going to walk the same aisles that inspired the Da Vinci Code. You know, every arc, every symbol, every whisper of history invites you to look closer. And this is a place where myth and mystery meet and where Scotland's spiritual and artistic soul comes alive. So whether you're a history buff, oops, sorry, whether you're a history buff or just looking to explore a unique castle, this is actually a great one that has a lot of hidden secrets and it has a lot of great stories that are tied to it as well. So Rosalind Chapel will absolutely leave you spellbound. Another great optional experience that's available on day two. Tonight, you get to step into the heart of Scottish tradition at Gilly Dhu. This is a venue that feels like a Highland fairy tale that comes to life. From the moment you're greeted by the stirring sound of a Scottish piper, you'll know this isn't just dinner, it's an actual experience. You're going to raise a glass with your welcome drink, then settle in for a three-course feast that celebrates the flavors of Scotland. Think tender meats, rich sauces, and maybe even a wee dram of whiskey. And then the magic begins with a live Cayley music fills the air, inviting you to tap your feet or jump in and dance like a true Scot. And don't miss the iconic piping in the haggis ceremony, a theatrical tribute to Scotland's most famous dish that's equal parts tradition and fun. So this is the kind of night you'll talk about long after the tartan fades. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know why my presentation keeps doing that. I apologize. But long after the tartan fades, and you'll be able to really kind of enjoy the laughter, music, and heritage, which are all wrapped up in one unforgettable evening. And then another potential optional, and this is unfortunately the situation on this day too. We've got two optional experiences, actually three optional experiences that day, so you do have to pick one or the other. Another alternative is having dinner and a drive to the historic Torpican Castle, or Torfican, I should say. So this is an absolutely stunning historical area, but the real visit is we're going to visit Kenny, the pub owner. He's a storyteller, he's a local legend who welcomes you in like an old friend. The evening kicks off with the scroll of bagpipes and a hearty toast, setting the tone for a night of laughter, warmth, and unforgettable moments. For those of you craving that Scottish pub life, like this is the experience that's really going to deliver it for you. So you're going to enjoy a delicious three-course dinner paired with drinks, but the real magic begins after the plates are cleared. Think haggis served with ceremony, poetry that stirs the heart. Oh, I'm so sorry, I keep doing that. Think ceremony that stirs the heart. And then, of course, we're going to have songs that echo through the pub walls. So this isn't just a meal, it's really a celebration of the Scottish spirit, shared in good company and wrapped in stories that will stay with you long after the night ends. And if you're looking for that truly authentic experience, this is really it. So you better come hungry because there's going to be lots of food, lots of fun, and it's a real taste of Scotland. And then moving on to day three, we're going into the Highlands where we're going to explore castles, the countryside with a little bit of colorful characters as well. So today we trade city streets for sweeping landscapes as we journey into the heart of Scotland's wild beauty. First stop is the legendary town of St. Andrews, where golfing greats have walked the greens and history whispers from every stone. From there, we're going to cross the Firth of Tay and roll past Dundee's riverside charm toward Pitlochry, a postcard perfect Highland town. We're also going to enjoy lunch and explore its vibrant high street, where local shops and cafes invite you in to linger. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can join an optional visit to Blair Castle, its ancestral home of the Clan Murray. With its whitewashed walls and centuries of stories, it's a Highland gem that blends grandeur with grit. And as the day winds down, we're going to arrive at your cozy nest. I sincerely apologize for that. We're going to invite at a cozy nest where we're going to be able to really enjoy, where did I leave off? There we go. The Cairngorms National Park, a place where the air is crisp, the views are endless, and the dinner is served with a side of serenity. So this is Scotland at its most soulful, rugged, romantic, and really ready to be explored. So diving into day three, we're going to visit the university town of St. Andrews. So today we're going to visit a place where tradition runs deep and the sea breeze carries stories of greatness. This is St. Andrews, a place where scholars, golfers, and filmmakers have all left their mark. You'll be able to stroll through the historic university town where minds have been shaped for centuries and where the famous beach scene from Chariots of Fire was filmed. And yes, you can actually walk on that very shoreline. Then you're going to stand at the birthplace of golf, the old course at St. Andrews. It isn't just a golf course, it's really a hallowed ground for sports lovers where legends have teed off and history has been made. And whether you're here for the cinematic nostalgia, the academic prestige, or the thrill of standing where golf began, St. Andrews offers a moment of connection to something timeless. It's not just a stop on the journey, it's a highlight that you'll remember long after the waves have faded from view. And then on day three, a unique optional experience is you get to visit a Highland farm. If you've ever wondered how Shepherd commands a team of border collies with just a whistle, well, today's the day to find out. Straight from Neil, a real Highland Shepherd with stories as rich as the hills he calls home. At his working sheep farm, you'll meet Neil and his incredible dogs, each trained to respond to unique whistle commands that guide them across the rugged terrain with precision and grace. You'll get a behind the scenes look at the training techniques that turn playful pups into skilled herders. And if the weather's kind, you'll even be able to feed a lamb yourself. So this is more than a demonstration. It's a glimpse into a way of life that's deeply woven into Scotland's rural heritage. It's heartwarming, hands-on, and unforgettable. So make sure to bring your curiosity, your camera, and maybe a few cuddles for the lambs as well. And the Highlands are calling, and they do have some amazing products that are made out of wool as well. So on day three, there is an additional optional experience to visit Blair Castle. It's set against a backdrop of sweeping Highland scenery. Blair Castle isn't just a castle, it's a living legacy. This is the ancient home of the Dukes of Atholl and the only place in Europe where a private army still stands ready. The Atholl Highlanders are called. As you walk through its stately halls, you'll follow in the footsteps of royalty from Mary, Queen of Scots to Queen Victoria. Each room tells a story, each portrait a whisper from the past. But Blair Castle is more than grandeur, it's uniquely Scottish from its whitewashed exterior to its lush grounds. It blends elegance with a rugged charm, offering a glimpse into centuries of tradition, power, and pride. And whether you're drawn into history, architecture, or simply the thrill of standing where legends once stood, Blair Castle is really going to be the place that you're going to enjoy in terms of that experience that's majestic as the Highlands themselves. And then day four has us moving on to Culloden, Loch Ness, and the Isle of Skye, where we're going to experience legends, landscapes, and of course, those famous Scottish lochs. Imagine standing on a quiet field where history changed forever. At Culloden, you'll walk the very ground where the Highland way of life met its final stand, a moment etched in Scotland's soul. Then it's off to chase legends. We'll pass the mysterious waters of Loch Ness. Yes, that very Loch Ness that you're familiar with. And we're going to stop at Eilean Castle, a cinematic icon perch where three sea lochs actually meet. Next, we cross to the Isle of Skye, where the landscape feels like a dream and the stories are even better. You'll hear how Bonnie Prince Charlie escaped capture with help from the fearless Flora MacDonald, a tale of courage, loyalty, and Highland grit. And after lunch, we return to the mainland. Oops, sorry about that. We return to the mainland and, sorry. We return to the mainland and settle into your Highland hotel surrounded by nature and wrapped in comfort. It's not just a scenic drive, it's a journey through time, myth, and memory. So this is Scotland at its most stirring. You won't just see it, you'll be able to feel it. So on day 4, there's a scenic drive through the Scottish Highlands. You know, some journeys are just destinations in themselves, and today you'll experience one of the most breathtaking drives in all of Scotland. As we wind through the Highlands, you're going to watch the landscape transform, glens stretch wide like ancient arms, lochs shimmer with mystery, and dramatic peaks rise like stone sentinels guarding centuries of stories. It's not just scenic, it's cinematic. One moment you're gazing at mirror-like waters, the next you're surrounded by rugged cliffs and rolling hills that seem to breathe history. This route is beloved by locals and travelers alike, and it's your chance to see why. No filters, no postcards, just the raw, majestic beauty of Scotland unfolding before your eyes. And as the road carries you deeper into the Highlands, we'll let the silence and scale of the spirit of the land tell its story. So you're not just passing through, you're becoming a big part of it. And on day 4, we visit the Culloden battlefield. We're going to step into the windswept moor of Culloden, where the final Jacobite rising met its fate in 1746. This battlefield isn't just a place, it's a turning point in Scottish history. In less than an hour, the Highland way of life was forever altered. You'll walk the very ground where Bonnie Prince Charlie's forces made their last stand and where echoes of courage and loss still linger. It's striking how quiet it is now, but beneath the silence lies a story of rebellion, resilience, and heartbreak. Your guide will bring it to life with vivid detail, helping you understand how the short, brutal clash reshaped Scotland's future. And Culloden isn't just a stop, it's a moment, one that connects you to the soul of Scotland and reminds you that history isn't just learned, it's really felt. And then the iconic Eilean Castle. So at the meeting point of three sea lochs stands one of Scotland's most iconic landmarks. Eilean Castle is framed by rugged mountains and often cloaked in mists. It's a scene that's so cinematic, it's been featured in countless films and postcards. It isn't just a castle, it's a symbol, a sentinel of Scottish resilience and romance, perched on a little island connected to the mainland by a stone bridge that feels like a portal to the past. As you approach, the landscape shifts, water, stone, and sky blending into breathtaking panorama. It's the kind of place that makes you pause, reflect, and reach for your camera. And whether you're drawn by its history, its beauty, or its cinematic fame, Eilean delivers a moment that feels timeless and unforgettable. And on day 5, we're going to be journeying to thriving Glasgow, but we're going to be making our way through Glencoe. So today's journey is a powerful blend of remembrance, resilience, and renewal. We begin at the Commando Memorial near Fort William, honoring the brave souls of World War II. From here, we gaze out at Ben Nevis, Britain's highest peak, standing tall like the spirit it represents. Then we travel through the dramatic beauty of Glencoe, where volcanic ruins and towering mountains tell stories of ancient power. At the haunting Glen of Weeping, we pause to remember the massacre of the MacDonald Clansmen in 1692, a moment of reflection in a landscape that speaks volumes. And next, we actually join a ranger for a Make Travel Matter experience, where you'll learn about the protection of this rare ecosystem and the inspiring work to reintroduce lost indigenous species. It's a chance to connect with the real Scotland, and I have a short little video here with an actual ranger to highlight that destination.
I'm James. I am one of the rangers for Glencoe. It's a very dramatic valley. Then as you get higher up the mountains, there are some really sort of beautiful and remote corners. Population density of deer around here is a lot higher than it naturally would be, and it has been this way for quite some time now. So these deer are an absolutely essential part of the landscape and part of a healthy forest. But they are also a forest animal, and the forest's been lost from many places, and where there's a lot of deer, then they'll actually eat any tree trying to come up and prevent the forest re-establishing. So we've got to manage the population density of them. Wildfire is also a growing risk in Scotland, which surprises a lot of people. We're getting a cycle path put in through a bit of the glen, which is going to make it a lot more accessible to people via sustainable means of transport, by foot or by bike instead of by car. We're looking to restore some wetlands on the floodplain of the River Co, and should see much more invertebrates living there, much more mosses, and then a lot of other wildlife living in that. We've got ongoing projects to restore the ancient rainforests within Glencoe, trying to help the trees regenerate out into the wider landscape. And that's not just for trees, but there's a whole host of flowers and other plants that are also going to grow a lot better as we do this. And then we'll be seeing other species of birds and animals increasing as well.
So you guys are in for a really unique Make Travel Matter experience, and we're leading that with a great ranger who's really familiar with the ecosystem, so be able to talk about the beauty of that destination. On day 5, you also have an optional experience on a Loch Lomond boat trip. This allows you to cruise into the heart of Scottish beauty on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond, where every ripple tells a story. As the boat glides across the water, the landscapes unfolds, lush hills, mirrored skies, and a serenity that feels timeless. Your skipper isn't just steering, he's storytelling. You're going to hear tales of the loch's history, its hidden corners, and the legendary Rob Roy's cave that's tucked into the shoreline like a secret waiting to be discovered. It's more than a scenic cruise, it's a moment to pause, breathe, and connect with the wild soul of Scotland. Whether you're soaking in the views or lost in the lore, Loch Lomond leaves its mark. This is the kind of experience that stays with you. It's quite powerful and unmistakably Scottish as well. And then moving on to day 6, we're going to walk the walls of Stirling Castle. Today's highlight is Stirling Castle. It's a place where Scotland's story was written in stone. Did you know that Stirling Castle was actually once the childhood home of Mary, Queen of Scots? Well, from its walls, you'll be able to spot the Wallace Monument, a tribute to the real-life Braveheart. You're going to stand atop the same fortress where kings and queens ruled, with panoramic views of the River Clyde and the historic shield-building heart of Glasgow. Later, you'll be able to sip authentic Scotch whiskey at a local distillery, which is a true taste of Scotland. And Stirling Castle is also one of Scotland's most historically significant sites, and your visit includes an expert-led insights into its royal past and architectural grandeur. So you're going to feel the pride of a nation as you walk the same halls that shape Scottish history, from the stirring sight of the Wallace Monument, to the warmth of a whiskey toast. The day connects you to Scotland's souls. So tonight you'll be welcomed into a local home for a Be My Guest experience, sharing stories, traditions, and a meal that brings Scottish hospitality to life. So today we're going to discover, on day 6, you're still going to discover the joy of Scottish whiskey at Clydesdale Distillery. This is included as part of your experience. It's nestled on the historic banks of the River Clyde. This modern distillery blends cutting-edge craftsmanship with centuries of tradition, offering a whiskey experience unlike any other. You'll enjoy a guided tour through the distillery's working stills. You'll learn about the art of whiskey making and taste a curated selection of single malts in a sleek tasting room overlooking the water. It's led by passionate experts. Each visit is backed by generations of knowledge and a commitment to quality that defines Scotland's whiskey legacy. You're going to feel the pride of Glasgow's industrial past, the warmth of local hospitality, and the joy of sharing a dram with fellow travelers. So from its shipbuilding roots to world-class spirits, Clydesdale Distillery invites you to be a part of their authentic Scottish history. And then we have a great noble farewell at Crawfordland Castle. This is going to be the end of your Scottish adventure with an evening of elegance, history, and heartfelt hospitality. It's hosted by the 29th Lord of Crawfordland and his wife. This exclusive Trafalgar event offers rare access to a privately owned castle just 30 minutes from Glasgow. So you're going to tour the Gothic Hall, the Blue Dining Room, and King Charles's bedroom, each filled with centuries of stories, before you enjoy a delicious 3-course dinner in the Lard's table featuring furniture that's handcrafted by the Lard himself. And Simon and Oddity Crawford are personally going to welcome our Trafalgar guests, sharing their family's legacy and commitment to sustainable hospitality in an intimate and authentic setting as well for you. So this is one of those experiences that's incredibly unique to Trafalgar. You're going to feel the warmth of true Scottish generosity as you dine, laugh, and reflect with fellow travelers, making this farewell not just memorable, but deeply meaningful. So from royal connections to modern stewardship, Crawfordland Castle is more than just a destination. It is a great living story of Scotland's past and present, and it's shared exclusively.
I don't
Days
know
of
if your
Castles.
microphone might have gone out for a second.
Oh, is it back?
It's back now.
It's back now, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. That might be my computer. But yeah, so today we're going to say goodbye to Scotland with one last shared moment. After days of castles, coastlines, and culture, your final morning brings a quiet celebration of connection. We're all going to gather for a hearty Scottish breakfast with your fellow travelers. Fresh eggs, warm toast, and rich coffee served with smiles and stories. It's going to be led by our travel director, and this farewell is a thoughtful close to a journey filled with expert guidance and unforgettable experiences. You're going to feel the warmth of new friendships and the bittersweet joy of parting with Scotland's rugged beauty etched into your heart. So, from the Highlands to some of the most beautiful cities in Scotland, this itinerary has everything that you're going to want to enjoy the best of Scotland.
There
So,
was
as I
one
wrap,
thing you didn't mention, Jose, and
oh, what
that's
was that?
our we modified the itinerary, and on that last day, on day
Uh-huh.
7, in the evening, those that are Masons in good standing are invited to attend a meeting at Kilwinning,
Oh,
which
fantastic.
is near Glasgow. Excuse me, near Glasgow. It is it's known as Mother Lodge or Lodge. They don't call it Lodge Zero. They call it Lodge Nothing. I'm not sure what the distinction is, but they don't like being called Zero. They prefer to be called Nothing. Anyway, I've been in contact with the secretary there, and they just need to know that your home Grand Lodge has granted permission for you to attend. And I think John plans to take care of that once we know who's signed up, who's coming along. For
Yeah,
those people that are not Masons in good standing, there will be a different dinner option that night, a bagpipe dinner in Glasgow. So there's 2 things on that last night, day 7.
Very good.
But that's kind of one of the special things that we wanted to make sure that we had. John and I talked about it, is the meeting in Kilwinning.
Fantastic. And then, did somebody have a question? I saw someone turn. John, maybe?
I was just going to say, I've already been in contact with the Grand Secretary here in Virginia to start getting that set up.
Okay, good.
Very cool. Fantastic. Well, no, thank you for throwing that in there, Mickey. I appreciate it. Well, as we wrap up today's presentation, I do want to, I think we have a question here. TJ, do you want to say anything? Feel free to unmute your mic.
Yeah, thanks. When should we plan to fly out, and when should we plan to fly home? Should we arrive the day before this starts?
That's a great question for Mickey. So if the tour departs July 22nd, that generally means that we start that afternoon. So I always encourage all of our travelers, if you can, try to arrive a day early just to kind of, shake off some of that jet lag, let you have a little bit of time to relax. But generally, when we start those tours, if July 22nd is the start date, generally in the afternoon around 4 or 5 p.m. is when the tour officially starts. So you definitely want to be there before then.
And typically the flights from North America to Europe are overnight flights. So you would leave, even if you arrived on the day the tour starts, you would leave home the day before. But if you want an extra hotel night, that's not a problem. We can arrange that.
Yeah, Mickey's going to
and
be
the
your
next
guys' go-to.
The next
Departure.
question that I think somebody's going to ask, I just looked recently at airfare. Now, airfare is volatile. I can't promise what it'll be in the next 10 minutes, but I just looked at it a couple of days ago, and it was running $1,500 to $1,600 per person for economy round trip from Dulles. So that gives you a stake in the ground.
And then what's going to be our departure date?
Well, the tour itself starts July 22nd. And that's
Thinking
pegged by,
departure for home.
so you would leave home on the 21st.
No,
No
the other way
later than
around.
Oh, to come home?
Yes.
To come
Yeah, when
home
will we leave
is
Scotland?
the 29th. You would leave Scotland the 29th or 30th if you wanted to stay one more day. The
Okay.
meeting at Kilwinning is on the 28th. So that's the stake in the ground that we can't change. We got to work around that. Other questions?
So then the 29th, the only thing on the schedule is get together and have a big breakfast.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thanks.
And then in case you guys, I'm gonna copy and paste it into the chat here. So this is actually where you want to go if you're interested. There's a nice little flyer that you're gonna fill out and get that over back to Mickey. And the website that I just linked in the chat there will take you directly to where she's promoting this tour on the Star and Compass Travel website. But yeah, as Mickey mentioned, the tour. Oh, I see another question, David. Oh, feel free to unmute your mic if you can. There you go.
Yeah, I had a quick question about the plus one or I guess you have the single supplement rate on there. I guess that's if you're traveling by yourself.
Correct.
What is it? What would it be if you had like our daughter wanted to come with us and she would just be staying in our room? Would that be the same price as that, or would it be
You
a
know
different?
what? I have to get that for you.
Okay.
I don't have that at my fingertips.
No problem.
I'll have to get that for you, but I will. Third
Sure.
person.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, would be a perfect family trip, absolutely.
How old is she?
She'll be 10 next year.
Okay.
Yeah. We can accommodate any children as long as they're between 5 and 17 for you. So I'll let Mickey handle how the lodging situation works because she'll have to reach out to our group's team directly to
Right.
see if she can accommodate.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff, I see a question there. Jeff, are you there?
Gotta unmute that mic, Jeff.
I think he's unmuted. I'm not hearing anything come through. You want to type it into the chat, Jeff, in case we can't hear you, in case there's something wrong with your microphone?
Yeah, he's typing now.
Yeah, I see it. Well, we'll give Jeff a chance to kind of log in there. But yeah, has anybody ever done a Trafalgar tour before or a guided tour in general? No? First time? Well, this is an incredible.
I've been on
Yeah.
guided tours, several,
Yeah.
with Trafalgar and some of your sister companies.
Oh, fantastic. Well, no, I just want to say, especially for a group that's kind of close-knit and already kind of together this way, this is the absolutely perfect way for you all to explore in a nice, comfortable setting where all the details will be taken care of for you start to finish. And it looks like it says optional experiences. Do we have to agree or does the tour split up? So the optional experiences are just optional, which means if you don't want to do them and you guys wanted to just spend the evening free together doing something else, that's totally okay. You don't have to decide that now. In fact, you decide on the optional experiences on the tour itself. So as we're exploring, the travel director will say, oh, hey, we have this great optional experience on day 2. Who wants to sign up for, the visit to the great, the diner hall? And then someone else will do the pub. But basically, he'll get a hand count, kind of sign you guys up individually, and then arrange everything for you. And then at the end of the tour, depending on how many optional experiences you did or didn't participate in, someone will come around and just collect an optional payment from you guys at that point. You can pay with credit card or you can pay in cash, whatever you're most comfortable doing. But it's super flexible. You can actually decide on the tour itself, so no need to do any pre-planning. And typically, if the tour optional can accommodate everyone, he'll let us know and say, hey, this can accommodate up to 24 people. So if you all want to get together as a group and do it, you can. But if there's 1 or 2 people that are part of your group that don't want to, you can definitely split up. It's not going to be like a requirement or anything.
So we can have up to 44 people in the group total. And the more people that we have, the less it costs per person. The price that's on the flyer is assuming 35 travelers, because that's what John and I thought might be a reasonable number. But the price could change depending on the total number of folks that sign up. So I just make sure everybody knows that. The reason why is because there are some expenses that are fixed for the group. And the biggest one is the bus and the driver and the fuel. And whether there's one person on the bus or 49 people on the bus, it costs the same amount for the bus and the driver and the fuel. So it's just a matter of sharing those kinds of common expenses. So get everybody to sign up, and then it's less for all of you.
Yes, the bigger the group, the better for everyone. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, if there are no other questions, Mickey would be the best person to contact moving forward. And I will say that she's done a great job setting up this departure. Oh, TJ, I see another question.
Yeah, typically, what are the accommodations like in the evening, as far as like star rating? Are they 3-star, 4-star, 5-star? How does that work?
Trafalgar usually always books 4-star properties. So unless it's some sort of circumstance that doesn't allow us to stay at those 4-star properties, you're typically with 4-star hotels with Trafalgar. And all of these hotels have been properly vetted. It's a big reason what makes Trafalgar such a great brand is people actually feel that what they're paying for the tour and what they actually get out of the tour in terms of the quality of the travel directors, the quality of the hotels, the meals, the experiences, that the value is absolutely there. You get like the biggest bang for your buck is the biggest comment we tend to get. And just to reassure you guys, this tour of Best of Scotland, and I'm pulling it up right now, is actually rated as one of our top trips for Trafalgar. It's around 4.5 stars and has, looks like, sorry, I'm trying to pull it up here. It's loading slowly. Looks like we have over 750 customer reviews on this particular departure. So it's considered one, or actually, no, I'm sorry, 1,468 reviews, ranking it at about 4.5 stars, which is considered an incredibly
Out
high
of 5.
rating. Out of 5, yeah.
Right.
Not out of 10.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
Okay, sorry, I was late in the beginning, so I missed the cost breakdown. I know it's roughly $4,000 per person, correct?
Yeah,
So
I think
yes, it's
on the
on the
website.
flyer, and that is assuming a minimum of 35 people show up.
Okay,
is
and that
sign up.
includes all the entry fees, the bus, the fuel. Does it include the tip for the driver? Is that
No.
included as well, or is that optional or additional?
Gratuities are not included. Airfare is not included. Meals that are not included in the itinerary, and travel insurance, which that's something I'm glad you asked about pricing, because we do strongly recommend travel insurance. One thing is the cancellation or trip interruption protection, but a more important factor is that unless you have some very special insurance, as soon as you step out of the United States, your medical insurance is no longer in force. So if you have one too many drinks in the pub and fall off a bar stool, and need to go to, they call it A&E, what's that, accident and emergency or something like that. We refer to it as an emergency room to get something splinted. They're going to want cash. And when you get home, your insurance won't reimburse you because it happened outside of the US. So even if you don't want the cancellation protection, I can help you find insurance that will provide medical coverage.
Yeah, I can't
Okay,
stress that
that's good to
enough.
know.
Yeah. Being in the industry, you do see things pop up. We had a
Things
situation where a
happen.
group went to Italy and a lady was just enjoying a nice little wine, enjoying the Tuscan sunset. And as she was walking up the stairs, she wasn't even inebriated. She just rolled her ankle to the point where she broke it. And that fun little trip turned into a medical emergency that needed to be addressed immediately. So you never know when it happens, but I always tell everyone, travel with insurance. It just gives you that peace of mind knowing that whatever happens, you're taken care of.
It
Okay,
also
great.
covers
Thank you.
lost luggage and other things. So,
Yeah.
it's all good.
You get to buy half of your clothing over there if something happens.
Yes.
New wardrobe if they lose your luggage. But yeah, everything else is already kind of listed on the website here. You're looking at around, I believe, with the 35 travelers expected, around 33,993 per passenger. So if this journey really does speak to you, if you're ready to explore, connect, and really create those great memories that will last a lifetime that I promise you, really right now is a good time to say yes. You know, we can let Scotland welcome you. You can let Trafalgar guide you. And this adventure is going to be something you guys will always remember. And I think Mickey's doing a great job of putting this itinerary and group together, adding those additional kind of group focuses that you guys will be able to enjoy together. But yeah, if there are any other questions, let us know. Now's the time to ask. David,
Another hand.
I have
yeah,
another one for you
go for it.
about like time in Edinburgh.
Stop
I don't
sharing.
know. I didn't see if there was any additional time or like free time to do some other exploring. If there's, like specifically in Edinburgh, I know that's close to the Rosslyn Chapel, so I know a lot of Masonic folks might be interested in going on a side trip to go see Rosslyn Chapel.
So that is an
Ross,
optional experience that's available through Trafalgar. So if you guys are really interested in doing that together, I would highly recommend speaking to the travel director your first day there and just let them know like this is a signature optional experience that we really do want to include, and he'll make sure to book as many of you as we can. I'm fairly certain we can accommodate everybody. I'm trying to go back here for
yeah,
you.
yeah. I saw that. In fact, I thought it was already included rather than an option, but I'm sure that we can plan for that.
Absolutely. And I always tell people too, whenever there's like an optional experience day, that usually means there's generally a lot of free time available if you don't participate in those optionals. But I do always tell people if there's an optional experience that also includes food, go for it. It's going to be an amazing experience. The venue has been vetted, the food is going to be incredible, and you're in for a really special treat. And then I see a question from Jim. I think you're muted.
Top right, kind of close to the leave button.
Just don't hit the red button or else we might not see you again.
There we go. Sorry,
It's okay.
I've got multiple screens on my computer. What's the average cost of these options?
I can pull them up here for you guys actually. So if we're looking at this one's on day 2, looks like Roslyn Chapel is right around 30 pounds per person. I don't know what the conversion rate is, so give me a second.
Let me look it up. Hang on.
Yeah.
Should be about 40
Now, of course,
bucks.
conversions change.
I'll guess close to
Keep
40.
talking and I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the math here for a second. It says 1 British pound is about 1.25 US dollars. So if I pull up my calculator here, yeah, 30 divided by
That'd be about
1.25.
40 bucks.
Just about.
Mickey,
Yeah.
can we get a list of the options and the cost associated, please?
I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah, I can actually put that together for you, Mickey, and maybe email it to you tomorrow if that works.
That'd be great.
Perfect.
I'll send it to John.
Sounds good. Janet, I see a question from you.
Okay, I might have missed this in the beginning as well.
It's okay.
When do we have to put a deposit down? When do we have to make a decision for this to happen?
I mean, I don't want to speak for Mickey, but ideally the sooner the better, yeah?
Right. The sooner the better, but kind of the absolute deadline is March.
Okay, got it.
But, if John might make a decision that it's not going to go if he doesn't have enough people signed up
Yes.
before then. So if you,
Okay.
if you're thinking it's likely, sign up sooner rather than later.
Okay,
Treat
will
it
do.
like a
Thank you.
Chicago election. Sign up early and often.
That's right. Exactly.
And do it twice if you can. So funny.
There we go.
But no, these are all great questions. But yeah, I'll put together a nice list of all the different optional experiences. I'm fairly certain that some days you guys are going to have to pick one or the other, so you won't be able to do all of them at once. But at least you'll kind of have an idea of which day those optionals are available, what they cost, and you can kind of build that out into your plans and your budget as well.
As of today, 30 British pounds is $40.30.
There you go. Awesome. Well, any additional questions that I could help answer while everyone's here? Going once. Going twice. Well, all right then. I really appreciate everybody taking the time. I'm super excited about this group, and just know that I'll be in the background helping Mickey kind of work out all the details on your behalf. If you guys have additional questions, Mickey's definitely going to be your best resource. If Mickey down the line you want to do an additional webinar just to kind of help build up more promotion, let me know. But what I'll do is this one's being recorded. As soon as it downloads, I'll make sure to email a copy over to Mickey, and then she can distribute it out to everybody as well in case you want to rewatch it or if you have additional questions. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for your time, everyone. Super appreciate it. And yeah, looking forward to treating you all on an amazing trip to Scotland once you're ready to sign up. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye,
all for
everyone.
dialing in. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.